You are fake news.
Chaos breaking out at another Trump rally in Pennsylvania. This time, a man attempted to storm the media area. He was then tasered by law enforcement.
Held up, I think, by different cranes. They were very big flags, beautiful flags that they were waving. And as that horrible event was taking place, the wind blew the flags together and they formed a perfect angel. I don't know, it was a perfect angel that was formed. I'll tell you, a lot of things happened if you haven't.
I'm not sure how much more of a direct link you need than Donald Trump whipping his supporters into a frenzy over the press on a daily basis, then watching these people then try to directly attack the press at his own rallies.
But the Media Research Center did a study of the coverage since Kamala was anointed, and they found that 86% of the press coverage has been very favorable by major media. Meanwhile, Donald Trump in the same period had 90% negative press coverage.
The extent to which Trump employs the use of political violence as a tool cannot be overstated.
First thing I want to make perfectly clear, this has been almost entirely peaceful. In fact, completely peaceful.
Many of these protests have been largely peaceful.
Mostly peaceful.
Mostly peaceful.
Mostly peaceful.
In fact, if you needed more of a causal link, the AP reported, quote, the altercation came moments after Trump criticized major media outlets for what he said was unfavorable coverage and dismissed CNN as fawning for its interview Thursday with his Democratic rival Kamala Harris and her running mate Tim Walz. So Trump assails the media, leading to his supporter listening to that and moments later taking it upon himself to attack the media. As if there was any doubt about how January 6th happened, we are seeing reminders on an almost daily basis.
Mills, any idea what this person's motive was?
Chelsea, well, I actually just spoke with Johnstown police in the last hour. They tell me they don't know the motive as of yet, but the person who was arrested was yelling expletives at the former president. And I actually was there when this happened. The reporters there tell me that this was a person who was not a Trump supporter. They were anti-Trump. The reporters there tell me that this was a person who was not a Trump supporter. They were anti-Trump.
Before Donald Trump inevitably tries to deny it, all you have to do is listen to his words during the police takedown.
That this was a person who was not a Trump supporter. They were anti-Trump.
Saying, oh no, he's on our side, as if to apologize for the guy's behavior.
Since Kamala and the media don't want to talk about her radical record, we will. Beautiful. That's beautiful. That's all right. That's okay. No, he's on our side. We get a little itchy, David, don't we? No, he's on our side. You know what he's showing? At Butler, an amazing thing happened. You had two American flags very far apart, held up, I think, by different cranes. They were very big flags, beautiful flags, and they were waving. And as that horrible event was taking place, the wind blew the flags together, and they formed a perfect angel. I don't know if we have it, but it was a perfect angel was formed. I'll tell you, a lot of things happened. If we have it, put it up. If we don't have it, that's all right. That's it. That's it. That's it. He had the angel. He held up the angel, and our people went after him. No, he's on our side. He's on our side. Thank you very much. It's very nice. I've never seen banners so beautiful, right? No, he's on our side. I mean, the problem is if he was on our side, you know, we can have 35, 40,000 people trying to get in. And if one person stands up and says, I don't like you, Trump, it becomes a headline. Major problems, right?
Okay when a Trump supporter tries to attack the media because, after all, he's on Trump's side, and violence is totally fine when it's perpetuated by someone on the right. Got it.
The reporters there tell me that this was a person who was not a Trump supporter. They were anti-Trump.
Trump then offered up, is there anywhere that's more fun to be than a Trump rally? That was his message to a deranged supporter trying to attack the media, that it's fun.
Is there anywhere that's more fun to be than a Trump rally?
Watching some lunatic try to kill the press is a good time, in his opinion.
This was a person who was not a Trump supporter. They were anti-Trump.
In fact, I spoke with Nancy Pelosi today in an interview that'll be released this weekend.
Oh, that's nasty.
But here's a preview of it that specifically focuses on Donald Trump's use of political violence as a tool to get what he wants, which Nancy Pelosi knows particularly well since he wielded it against her on January 6th and her husband shortly thereafter.
And by the way, that is a lie. Police arrested the alleged attacker, a 42-year-old white male named David DePape. He's an illegal alien from Canada. He has a long criminal history, including elder abuse and a slew of other felonies, but wasn't deported. San Francisco is a sanctuary city. A few former acquaintances told CNN he was out of touch with reality. So in summary, he was a mentally ill, homeless, nudist, illegal alien ex-con druggie who should have been deported.
Since he wielded it against her on January 6th and her husband shortly thereafter.
So you're only supposed to talk up violent crime for fake violent crimes. Now it's the Pelosi attack was MAGA, January 6th. And hate speech, it's a constant threat because it's code for criticizing Democrats.
So we just saw new January 6th footage from your daughter, from Alexandra, get released, showing how mad you were at Donald Trump and at the January 6th insurrectionists.
To protect him here. So at the moment he is not coming, but that could change.
Oh, he comes, I'm going to punch him out. This is my
wow,
moment.
I would pay to see
I've
that.
been waiting for this. I'm going to punch him out, and I'm going to go to jail, and I'm going to be happy.
And yet, right now, Donald Trump is out on the campaign trail. He's glorifying them. He is promising to pardon them. He's treating them as heroes.
If I run and if I win, we will treat those people from January 6th fairly. We will treat them fairly. And if it requires pardons, we will give them pardons because they are being treated so unfairly.
These people were there at the U.S. Capitol because they wanted to kill you. They were seeking to assassinate you.
People will do what they do.
Can you explain how it feels to see him predicate his reelection on protecting those people and how personal this issue is for you?
I think it's a sign of his weakness. This is a very weak person. Nobody is better at that than Joe Biden, the most empathetic, a visionary, a knowledgeable person with great judgment, a strategic thinker. He was weak when he incited an insurrection of the Capitol because he lost. He lost. He was a loser.
Sort of beaten the odds in terms of a lot of
people.
people.
Yes, but you know what? He's not going to be president. He is not, Donald Trump is not going to be president of the United States. Take it to the bank.
Okay.
I guarantee it.
All right, all right.
But no, Mr. President, the leader wants it. Donald Trump is a here today, gone tomorrow candidate for President of the United States. Donald Trump is not going to be President of the United States. We have to make a decision to win. We made that decision. The president made that decision. President Biden, we thank him for his patriotism to save our country, and we thank him for his selflessness to step aside.
President Biden has said he's not going anywhere after phoning into a morning TV show in America.
I am running, and we're going to win. I'm not going to change that.
This morning, he sent a letter telling them he's not backing down, saying, "I am firmly committed to staying in this race, to running this race to the end, and to beating Donald Trump."
You, the voters, you decided, no one else, and I'm not going anywhere.
For his selflessness to step aside.
Race. No one said, none of the people said, I should leave. But if they do? Well, it's like, we're not going to do that. You sure? Well, yeah, I'm sure. Look, I mean, if the Lord Almighty came down and said, Joe, get out of the race, I'll get out of the race. The Lord Almighty's not coming down.
I'm the nominee of the Democratic Party, the only Democrat or Republican who has beaten Donald Trump ever. And I'm going to beat him again. I know him. Donald Trump is a loser.
We have breaking news that we are following. Joe Biden has announced he is dropping out of the presidential race over concerns about his age.
Loser. Now, let me make something clear to Mr. Trump and his hatchet men, and the special interests funding his attacks against me. I'm not going anywhere.
4 more years. 4 more years.
Joe Biden has quit his re-election campaign to save his party from an election defeat.
He quit like a dog. This is a neck-and-neck race, and no one feels very comfortable on the Democratic side of things that Donald Trump isn't going to be the next president.
Well, I don't think that nobody feels. I think many of us know that it is impossible for him to be the president again.
These people are sick. These people are sick because they're the most dishonorable people almost on earth. It's a disgrace.
Nancy Pelosi remains unapologetic for pushing Biden to drop out of the general election and to essentially pave the way for a much more competitive general race between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump.
My goal is he will never step foot in the White House again. All I wanted was a better campaign because I did not see a campaign that would beat him. Well, now we are in the election year, and the president has been working very hard over the past 3 years to do what is necessary to meet the needs of the American people. Now he can go talk about it. Just a little background.
It was like you felt his pain.
I've never been that impressed with his political operation.
Biden's operation.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I just haven't been. They won the White House. Bravo. Right? Mm-hmm. So my concern was, this ain't happening. The president's vision for our country, his knowledge of the issues, his strategic thinking as a legislator, this ain't happening.
Joe Biden deserves all the praise in the world. He got into this race to defeat Donald Trump. He got out of this race to defeat Donald Trump. It was the gutsiest, toughest thing I've ever seen a politician do. I
knew what I was doing in the whole thing, not just that ship.
And what was that?
That Donald Trump would never set foot in the White House again.
This is kind of amazing. They just admitted that they got rid of Biden not because he was unfit, but because he was going to lose, which is a complete subversion of democracy because he already had the almost 4,000 delegates. They just said that they circumvented the democratic process because he was going to lose. Three people made this decision.
Yeah.
But what she and Schumer did was they made a calculated risk. We're willing to lose the White House if we could somehow keep the House and Senate. And that was what motivated them in telling Biden to leave, because the down ballot races were going to hurt a lot more than who got the Oval Office.
Let's take it one step higher than that. He had 81 million votes.
Yeah.
Not too long ago.
Yeah.
You saying all 81 million left?
Mm-hmm.
So they're all, like I said, well, I guess we kind of figure out who's been running the country now. Now we know.
Yeah.
It's been Pelosi's call.
Take it to the bank.
Okay.
I guarantee it.
All right, all right.
If you're super happy that we might win now, but can you say thank you to Nancy Pelosi for saving the election?
Yeah.
And to Barack Obama and to the people who are not out there?
But she did say he was going to lose. That was.
This is. We now know we have a Communist Party sitting in the White House right now because they decide for the people.
All I wanted was a better campaign because I did not see a campaign that would beat him.
There is a reason that Nancy Pelosi is the most disliked elected official in America. She always puts her own partisan politics over what's best for the American people. She's an authoritarian who has broken the people's house.
What we saw tonight at this rally should be a warning about what's to come as we move toward November, and the exact reason why we all need to ensure that he doesn't get anywhere near the Oval Office.
This was a person who was not a Trump supporter. They were anti-Trump.
And by the way, we also have an obligation to point it out every single time, which is why I'm making this video right now.
Anti-Trump.